When you need a place to relax more than you need a formal dining room, you create a Diva den.
Ever since I've moved in, I thought, what am I going to do with this room?
I've been helping homeowners improve their home for a lot of years. They think it's intimidating, but it actually can be a lot of fun.
And we're here to help. Dad's the expert, but I've learned a few things along the way.
Practical, realistic home improvement information is what today's homeowner is all about.
This house belongs to Robin Stafford, but the story on how she got here is a difficult one.
My husband passed away 7 years ago, and we lived in a very big house. So I stayed there for as long as I could, but then it started to have a lot of maintenance, so I thought I need to downsize. So I bought this house, and I wanted to make it my own. When I moved in, I thought I was Superwoman, and I did everything. And then my daughter relapsed with leukemia. So motivation kind of went out the window. But now she's doing well, so now my motivation's back. And so I'm just now starting to get things done and make it mine.
Well, you know, when you think about it, Robin has been through a lot. I think she's somebody that might need a place to escape a little bit.
Yeah, giving her a bright spot in her house and in her life, I think will be just the right touch.
Yeah, this will be fun. This will be a fun project.
I have this room in my house, and ever since I've moved in, I thought, what am I going to do with this room?
Oh, love the tall ceilings.
I'm really excited about Chelsea coming in helping me, and I'm looking forward to her teaching me a lot.
So what are you thinking? It definitely feels like a dining room, like it used to be a dining room.
Yes.
But you don't use it.
No.
You have a table in the kitchen, I'm guessing?
Yes. My daughter is in town this week, and I bounced a few things off of my daughter, Danny. And at first I was thinking, study, desk. Her comment was, well, Mom, your desk does seem to get a little messy. So maybe you might not want that right there.
Well, my first reaction, there's really nothing wrong with this room.
It just needs a purpose. So we're going to give it a purpose as like a lounge relaxation room.
Huh. Well, it has some nice features that it has, you know, all of the glass coming through like a sunroom.
Yeah, I was going to
But
say,
then
I
it being
definitely
right
get
off the
sunroom
foyer like
vibes.
this, that's a little unusual.
Yeah.
I love the window, I love the lighting. I love the fact that I can put plants, but unfortunately, I don't have baby plants. I have monsters. You can't put really anything big there because you gotta walk around.
Yeah. So you're a crazy plant lady?
Oh yeah. The craziest. This one plant is a plant my husband sent to me over 35 years ago, and this plant, 35 years later, it's almost like tree size. It makes babies.
Okay, so you want it to be fun. What do you think you would do in here? You have your liquor storage in here.
Yes.
Ooh, lots of wine. I'm impressed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do like a glass of wine. Relax and read a book, drink a glass of wine,
Okay.
chat.
So maybe like a casual den kind of thing,
Yeah.
maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't take this the wrong way, but it feels like maybe the things that are in here were kind of just dropped in here.
Exactly. The room is very plain and white, so I'm ready to add a little charm and a little of me. With it being right off the first thing you kind of see,
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted it to be like a wow room.
I love the fact that she won't say wow room.
I know, that's
I like
fun. There's lots of possibilities that can be wow.
Yeah, we need some music.
Some-
Lava lamp. My wow might
No
be
lava
different.
lamp.
My wow might
Yeah.
be different than your wow.
I'll be in charge here. Definitely need some seating in here.
Yes.
Okay, I'm thinking, I don't know, a sunroom just begs for a daybed.
Needs some color. Or to me, I mean, I'm getting outside my realm of expertise here, but it just seems like it needs some kind of little statement in here.
Yeah. Well, with the doors being over there, it makes sense for this to be like the big feature, the focal wall.
So you're talking about an accent wall in there?
Yeah, and I think having a daybed up against that accent wall would be perfect. I want to do something fun on the ceiling, and then I think there's a piece of furniture in there that we can repurpose.
There's an old, out-of-date piece of furniture in there.
Not for long.
So I had to ask her what the towel was on the floor under the wine rack. I thought there might be a leak, but you know what she said? It makes it easier to move.
How often do you move a wine rack around?
I think somebody visits from time to time that she says, I'm putting the wine rack up.
I love decorative wood, but in this case, the chair rail actually makes this tall room feel shorter, and it kind of screams dining room to me. So we're going to remove it and start with fresh walls.
So I just pull it out.
Uh-huh.
I'm ready to knock it down with a sledgehammer. I always wanted to.
No. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
All of a sudden I was like, wow, this room is big. And so I'm really anxious to see what the wow is gonna be.
I'm getting ready to cut back this baseboard molding because I want to replace this casing with a wider, 4-inch wide door casing, but I don't want to remove the baseboard, so I'm just going to cut it back. The tool I'm going to be using is an oscillating multi-tool. It's called an oscillating tool because you see the blade oscillates back and forth. It cuts great, and it's a very versatile tool, but it's a little hard to control and to make a perfectly straight cut unless you get a little assistance. In this case, I'm going to be using a speed square. I'm just going to hold it right on my line, just like that. There's the cut line, back 4 inches. And then I'm just going to guide the blade right along the square so I get a nice straight cut. Now you can see I have a nice clean cut, and I'm ready for the new casing.
Simple Solutions is brought to you by Tight Bond, the pro's advantage.
Whoa,
After the break, this project is expanding.
that is crazy.
We're helping Robin convert her dining room into a wow room.
After we pulled the chair molding off, there was some holes, so we had to do the drywall. I think we're calling it the mud.
There's really not much of a difference there, so you're just putting it on real super thin.
Kind of like icing.
Exactly, it's just like icing. But when they start licking the trowel,
Ooh, then we've gone too far.
Yeah, we went too far. Yeah. And you put just a little on there, put it on, and then you just keep pulling it tight. So that right there is pretty much done.
Okay.
See how you do. Oh, you got this already. Oh, you've been practicing, you've been YouTubing.
Yeah. So we patched all the holes, and by the time we got finished, it was like a brand new wall.
All right, Robin, so I was thinking, since this is going to be our accent wall and we want it to be glamorous, that we would do a simple wide stripe. I really want to call attention to the tall ceilings in this room, so we're going to do a painted accent wall with vertical stripes that will draw the eye up. Let's see, we're going to do 15 stripes, so we'll start and end with tan.
So this is
So that'll be tan.
tan, and then tan, white, tan, white.
So now let's get up on this guy and we'll do our level to draw the lines on the upper half.
Back flip down.
Looks good, right?
Yeah,
All done. So you're gonna do your back flip? I'm ready.
yeah, I'm a,
Oh, I have a mattress out in the garage. Should we put that down
nah,
first?
I'm good.
You don't need it?
It's not my first rodeo.
Part of the plans for this room is to build a daybed, so I ordered a mattress online, and part of the fun of ordering a mattress online is getting to watch it open up.
Whoa. That is crazy.
Overnight, Robin and her daughter Danny touch up the paint on the drywall repairs.
It's looking good.
You can't film and paint? Remember when you were little and how I always would help you with your homework?
Now we're ready to make some changes to this dresser to really suit Robin's use for it as a bar. You had mentioned having like an actual bar,
Yeah.
and then you had this piece of furniture in the room, so I thought we would transform it into the bar.
So we started cleaning it out, and we found a lot of cobwebs. I actually found a pair of pantyhose, my mom's. They weren't mine, they were my mother's.
I love that this dresser belonged to Robin's mom, and I love even more they were able to reuse it and give it new life with a new configuration and a new fun color. So we'll have a big open shelves here that you can store stuff, and then we'll make some kind of wine rack storage right in this area so that you can lay the wine bottles down horizontally. I want to remove the rails that divided the old bottom drawers, and the oscillating saw is the perfect tool for this task. We're reusing what used to be the back of this dresser as the finished inside of our bottom cabinet. So we need to glue it in place, so we're not using 1,000 nails, and that's where our Titebond original wood glue comes into play so that we don't have to worry about it bubbling and puckering off of the support.
I think the look of stained wood in a room is so beautiful. It's so rich and it's so warm and inviting. And if you're going to be doing a stain project that already has staining in that room, you're going to maybe hit a couple of snags, but I think I got a good solution for you. First of all, you want to make sure that the new color is going to match the old stain color. Also, you want to make sure that you're using the same type of wood, because oak, say, stains differently than poplar or birch. But I've got a solution here for some other issues. This is Behr's fast drying water-based stain. First of all, the title right there says it's fast drying. This stain dries in up to an hour, unlike oil-based stain, which can take pretty much all day to dry before you can put on your next coat. Also, because it's water-based, you've got easy cleanup with just soap and water, and it doesn't have that strong odor. But what I like best about this is if you are trying to match an existing stain, you can rework that stain up to 48 hours, so you can put on extra layers of this stain and get that rich, even look every time.
This Best New Product segment is brought to you by the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
After the break,
He wanted a veil.
my day takes a weird turn. Robin's old dining room is getting a new purpose and a new look.
While Robin and I are working on the dresser, I'm going to get Dad started on building a daybed that is going to be the centerpiece of our wow room. Okay, so I found these plans online for a daybed, but of course I'm going to modify it.
Let's make it simple.
Yeah. So
Okay.
take out the trundle bed. We're not doing that.
That helps.
But I like the gap underneath from the floor to the bottom of this.
Got you.
So I want to carry that around on the side.
Okay. Are we staining it
And
or
then-
painting
No,
it?
it'll be painted.
Good.
But still make it clean.
Okay.
We don't want to use too much putty.
Yep.
And then John's coming with the materials. And once you get these side panels built,
Yeah.
I have some caning that I want to put in these
Okay.
panels just to make it pop.
Soon, John arrives with the materials so we can start laying out the frame and attaching all the pieces together.
Putting the screws in, the main members of the wood, is really important, but then recessing them in, drilling those in, not only allows you to cover up the screw head, it also allows that screw to go in a lot more, holding it even tighter.
We're using plywood to create panels for the back and side frames before we install 1x3 slats across the bottom to support the mattress. While John starts painting the bed, I head inside to help Chelsea and Robin mask off the stripes on the wall.
Dad, have you figured out why they call it a daybed?
Because it takes a day to build it.
Oh, man. After our tape is in place, we use the wall color to seal off the tape so that none of our stripe color gets underneath.
I was a little skeptical as to how it was gonna look,
You just never know what a paint color is going to look like until you put it on the walls.
but the color Chelsea chose was perfect.
So I'm a little bit relieved that this actually looks good.
So one of my nights of homework was to paint my mom's dresser. And my daughter getting to help me, I really enjoyed that. It kind of modernized it, and I think my mother would be quite proud.
We tried hard to make one coat work, but the stripes really needed a second coat. So we're applying a second coat and then immediately removing the painter's tape.
Here we go. Woo! Yay. Oh, so pretty. I was quite impressed of how straight and perfect it was. It actually looked like wallpaper.
Taking the extra step to paint the wall color onto the paint seemed like a lot of extra work, but you can't argue with these results.
I want to do the next one.
Okay.
Robin, are you reusing this fan?
I was thinking,
thinking about painting it white and putting it in her room. But
No, it's all perfectly good. If you
Okay.
wouldn't mind getting me a small Ziploc baggie,
Okay.
I'll make sure all these fasteners
Okay.
are together for you.
like a sandwich size or quart size?
Sandwich.
I thought you were talking about lunch.
Golly.
Sandwich, any size sandwich is fine with me.
Now that the ceiling fan is out of the way, I can install the LED tape lights for Chelsea's ceiling treatment.
So I heard a lot about the lighting that was gonna take place on the ceiling, but I didn't really quite understand how it was going to look. So Danny brought me in to look at it.
Look, you push one button.
Wow.
You got that?
It says party.
How about that?
Definitely not
That
that.
it? Come on now.
Dad, I think these LED lights with the remote is like the lava lamp of the 21st century.
If a lava lamp had a remote control, I'd probably still have a lava lamp.
Okay, I'm a little obsessed with how tall the ceilings are in this house, and so we're gonna play with that height again by adding some sheer curtains on the ceiling that you just can't do with 8-foot ceilings. We have 3 curtain panels that we're gonna hang on the ceiling,
Boy, that is sheer.
and they're gonna drape like a cabana.
I would never wear this type to a toga party.
I could tell Danny was not comfortable doing this at all,
It's a little too dainty for me.
but Chelsea and I were enjoying every minute of it.
Guess this is the way it feels when on your wedding day.
Are we getting really close to the line of too far?
Yeah. I
For
mean,
you?
at one time I felt like I was wearing a wedding veil.
So I had a very specific way I wanted to hang these curtains in my mind, and so I thought I could dictate that to you, but I'm thinking I should probably have just done it myself.
I wish you had, because I couldn't stand doing that.
You know, like having your head in the clouds?
No.
You know, if you don't fix it, I'm going up the ladder.
I'll fix it in a minute.
You probably need to
Tell
even out
me.
the curtain before you nail it up.
You know, I wasn't really sure about all this fabric on the ceiling, but after seeing it and it being draped like it is, and the lights in there, it's starting to make a little sense.
It looks
now.
pretty cool
I think
For-
the appeal is there.
for a girly feminine room.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, not for a man cave.
Not for the right, yeah, just for the
No.
right space.
Yeah.
Not for a man cave.
So there was some extra veil, and we decided to make him a veil and let him see what being a bride was like. He wanted a veil, and by George, he's gonna get it.
Dad and John did a great job building this daybed, so we're ready to add a little pizzazz with some painting accents on the back and side panels. We're doing that by rolling it out, cutting it to size, stapling it in place, and then covering the staples with a thin piece of trim.
Robin's formal dining room had great natural light, tall ceilings, and plenty of space, but it had no real purpose. So it became a catch-all for furniture that had no other home. And because it was right next to the front door, it was the very first thing her guests saw. But now, the room has a purpose and a personality. The bold stripes on the accent wall draw you in and accentuate the height of the ceiling, which makes a statement of its own. With the soft LED lights filtering through the sheer drapes, this ceiling makes it clear that this room is designed for relaxation. Of course, the custom daybed fits in perfectly with that scheme. It's simple, comfortable, and complements the striped wall behind it. The dresser turned bar adds a pop of color to the room and pays homage to 3 generations of strong women while it serves a very practical purpose. And we did it all for a little more than $800.
It turned out so much more than what I ever anticipated. The whole process of this week has really empowered me and just let me know that there's a lot I can do that I didn't think I could. Enjoying time with my daughter in there when she's home is just going to be such a fun time. But seeing it all come together was so much different than what I had ever anticipated. I am in awe, and it's definitely my wow room.
You know, it really does have a bit of a wow factor, which is exactly what Robin wanted. When their guests come through the front door, one of the first things they see is this nice, relaxing oasis. I can see the appeal of it, especially since you really didn't need a dining room. Hey, this is a great example of what you can do with just taking care of a few minor things around your house to make the house exactly the one you want to live in. You can do it, and we can always help you here on Today's Homeowner. Hey, thanks so much for being with me and Chelsea here on Today's Homeowner, and we'll see you next week.
If it doesn't bring you joy, get rid of it, yes.
It's not really drinking alone if the dog is home.
Yeah.
Why are there two of us on this ladder? I think the weight capacity on this ladder has been reached.
We're talking about weight.
I'm just saying, I weigh a little bit more than I used to.
Oh boy, you're trying to get yourself out of that one, aren't you?